Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today going to be hopefully certainly making fairly good progress with getting the cylinder head off. Got to get the rad out and everything, disconnect the exhaust, just try and get as much of it off as I can. Be nice to try and get the cylinder head off today, but we'll see how much time I've got. All the rockers have got to come off. Push rods out, you know, all that lot. So yeah, hopefully should be a fairly straightforward forward job. There's always things that crop up, but and by the end of this video, hopefully we'll have a bit of a look inside the engine and see what condition it's in. I'm expecting it to be fairly good. So I don't think it's done very many miles, so hopefully it should be in fairly good condition. But there's only one way to find out, so let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do to start with is removing the rad. So got to remove the adapter plate, pipe, 4 bolts down the side, and 1 bolt in the bottom. Hopefully it should lift out. They can be a bit fiddly, a bit tricky to get out and that, but hopefully you should be able to get it out without too much difficulty. You can, I'm pretty sure it can be done with the cowling still on, but because the fan is inside it, it makes it quite difficult. So it's just for the sake of 4 bolts, it's just easier to leave the cowling in situ and lift it out around it. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Slight change of plan. Loosened the top bracket of the rad and everything. Got top hose off. Bottom hose is quite tricky to get to at the moment, so decided to loosen the exhaust. That's enough out of the way. I'm gonna try and get the cylinder head off, because then I can get a bit more to the back of it and hopefully give me more room. Certainly not going to give me any less. So and actually at the moment the rad doesn't need to come out. I can do that with it when I pull the engine out. So if it's too much of a pain, then I'll leave it there. The main thing is getting the cylinder head off. So next thing to do is going to be rocker cover off. I'm just going to have a quick look at the rockers, make sure they're all happy with everything, and then de-adjust all the rockers, take the rocker posts off, include rocker shaft, whole lot as an assembly. Then going to take the push rods out, number the push rods. It's very important to number the push rods. And then undo the cylinder head and hopefully take it off. So we'll see how it goes. Right, so that's all the rockers off. All the push rods are out and labelled, so they can all go back in their correct position. So, two things left to do now. First of all, got the bypass hose right under there. Just got to loosen that. It's a very easy thing to miss on these. It just links the cylinder head and water pump for the bypass on the thermostat. And then it's a case of undoing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 remaining head nuts. And hopefully it should be able to lift it off and see what we're left with. Right, so it's all loose. Got some bars under the ends. It's free. So hopefully, should be able to lift it off. One other thing I did do was loosen the temperature sender, because that's so much easier with it being attached to the engine. Just loosen it. I need to change it. Maybe get some adapters. I don't know. The temp gauge. Well, the voltage, built-in voltage regulator on the clock's packed up, so and it's not a replaceable one, it's a wire wound thing, so I bought a separate gauge, but unfortunately the gauge doesn't work properly with the sensor, so I've got to put a different sensor in, but it's a 5/8 UNF thread. It's not easy to get adapters for them, so I think I might just buy a different gauge and just buy new sensor, gauge, the whole lot. But either way, it needs to come out, so it's a lot easier done then. So let's lift it off and see what we've got. First thing I need to do is just find somewhere safe to put it down where I'm not going to damage the face. I'm probably going to put it upside down, but also it's going to drip oil everywhere, so I need to put it on a blanket or something, so I'm not going to leak oil everywhere and make a mess. So let me get that first, and then Well, that was a success. Fairly straightforward, no dramas at all, which is really good. I've cleaned the block up and everything, cleaned the head up, just giving it a quick Scottish Brite and everything. Looks really good. Bores look slightly glazed as you'd expect, but you can still see honing marks, no wear marks in them. That's really good. No lip at the top. It's got liners. I don't know if that's standard for 998. They're all equal, they're all even, not proud or anything, so it doesn't worry me. Yeah, it looks good. Finish on the block face and head face could do have been a little bit better, which is pretty typical of, you know, production engines. So I'll flatten them off, get them a lot better. Check the head for, well, head and block for flatness. Just make sure they're nice and flat. And yeah, it looks all looks pretty good. So same with the head. So all looks fairly good. So with one of my plans for porting it or doing out the chambers is get rid of a bit more of this around here, so as the air comes in, and knock this back, these edges back, get rid of these sharp corners, because they're going to be the first thing that give me any kind of problem with det. This lip here as well, get rid of that. Again, it's all just trying to get rid of any sharp points and aid with the whole flow of everything. I've got access to a copy of Vizard's book, so I can have a look through that, see what they recommend and everything. But yeah, it's good. Although interestingly, on the back of the head gasket, it looks like the head gasket was starting to show signs of blowing, albeit nothing major. But yeah, that's interesting. The block has got its original A stamping on it, which makes me believe, I don't think it's been skimmed. I don't know if there's a way you can tell with the heads. I don't know if there's a set thickness. But either way, it all looks very promising. So next thing to do, I'm not going to do it today, it's going to be strip the head, get all the valves out, springs out, everything like that. Clean up all the valves, and then lap the valves in, check the valve guides, make sure I'm happy with all that lot. And then I can start fettling out the chambers and go from there really. So yeah, but massive progress today, and hopefully get on with a bit more maybe tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.